So I've got a bit of a problem. I've got this Suzuki Vstrom 650 because the sump plug's leaking, and it's leaking quite bad. Now I've been browsing the internet to try and find a solution to that, and I saw a whole load of conflicting advice as to what to do. Some recommended PTFE tape, some using helicoils, some saying to do an oversized hole and put a new sump plug in. I wanted to try and find a way that worked for me, and I can share it with the Tinternet. Anyway, I did find a solution, and it involved this kit off Amazon, which was I think about £22, one copper washer and some thread lock for £4.49. So in all, I found a solution to make it work for about 25 quid, which I'm delighted at. I'm going to show you how I did it. Video with a twist today, not the usual shenanigans of Kerry and I whizzing around on the bike, being stupid, eating and finding cool stuff to look at, but a proper how do we repair a bike video. This is my eldest boy's 2004 Suzuki Vstrom, and it is a tremendous piece of kit. A really, really cool bike, just absolutely bulletproof, but it has developed one little problem. If you can see in there, we got quite a bad drip coming from the sump plug, which has been over torqued. So loads of oil inside there. I'm gonna have to get this skid plate off and do a proper fix on that sump plug. The reason I'm making this video is that I was Googling or YouTubing what the best solution to it was. Seen all kinds of things on there, like wrap it with PTFE tape, or buy those little collet things and recut it and put those in and then rebore it. But in the end, I gone for this kit here, which I got off Amazon for about 20 quid. Rethread it 1mm more than the existing thread, and then put a new sump plug in. So this was about 20 quid. And if this works, I'll be absolutely delighted. So a proper little test. Couldn't get to the bottom of it really, of exactly what was the best solution to use. Some people were saying PTFE tape, other people saying PTFE tape will just instantly degrade as soon as it gets hot. I didn't fancy reboring and putting the new little collet things in. That sounds a little bit OTT. Fingers crossed this is a proper solution, and people might look at this and say, right, I know how to fix my leaky sump. But by the way, if you are here looking at sump plug fixes and you want to have a little chuckle, then subscribe to the channel. Check out what we do on our little weekends away, Two-Step Therapy. It'd be great to have you on board for that. It's 2-in-1. Educational video today, bit of stupidity on the weekend to enjoy. Consider giving us a subscribe. First job, let's get rid of this little skid protector pan. Pulled that pan off. See how much oil is collected in there. And look at that, absolutely dripping with oil. Tightening it is just doing nothing. The threads are completely gone. It's just spinning and spinning and spinning. Just running the bike up to temperature, get ready to drop that oil out. Can't see any nasties on there. I don't know if you can see on there. Looks as though there's some kind of metal filler that they've used before on this plug. The sump plug is a M12, so this is an M13 bit. So I'm going to use that to bore out the new hole. I need a way to hold that while I cut it. Is I've got a 10mm socket that fits into quite snugly. So I should be able to use that to cut it out, I'm hoping. Here's the scary bit. I'm going to start cutting through. I'm going to bore in the new thread. Fingers crossed, and get a nice, clean, straight cut. It has bitten in straight away. You can see the little bits of aluminium coming out where it's cutting through. I don't know how deep it is. Find out soon enough, I guess. I know it's a bit dripping with oil, but I'd rather it do that and the little shards of aluminium get flushed out. Right, I think we're through. Can't feel any more resistance now. Back that out. What I don't want to do is leave any little bits of the aluminium that have been cut away inside the bottom of the engine. So I'm just going to pour some oil into here. It's got some old oil, and it's going to pour in, and that should flush out any of the old aluminium shavings. That'll drain anything out of that plug now. That's the M13 with a washer that comes in the kit. Guess this is the moment of truth. See, absolute muppet. So let's see how this goes in. So far so good. That's quite a reassuring little thread in. Snug that up. It's biting properly there and not going tight at all on that. Shouldn't need it. Top it off now with some new engine oil. Well, that didn't work. The bolt snugged in nice and tight. Let's try again, but this time with the copper washer. I'm also going to use some of this lock thread. Is that too much? I don't know, I've never used it before. Could be interesting taking it off for the next oil change. I could feel a bit of play in the sump plug. It wasn't quite tight in the grooves, if you know what I mean. You could wiggle it up and down a little bit, but fingers crossed the washer and the Loctite will fix that. It's on there now with the copper washer. Just giving the thread lock time to dry. I don't know how long to leave it. It's not very clear. It says holding can take 5 minutes, full strength after 45 minutes. But so I don't know how long to leave it before I put the oil in. But it's been 10 minutes or so, so I might bung a bit in and see what happens. Top the oil back up. We're drip free at the minute, which is good news. So fingers crossed this has worked. Just going to turn the engine on and give it some heat. Light's been running now about half an hour. Put the skid plate back on. Absolutely bone dry. Fingers crossed, that's fixed it.